Thank you. Thank you, Wendy. And thank you, everybody, for being here today, and especially our guests. So, special welcome to you. I want to begin today with a question. Who has taken a selfie with someone who you later realized was following you? And I don't mean following you on social media. I mean down hallways, around corners, in the elevator. So that is where our story is going to begin today. And the information I share is not something that I attended a classroom or read a training manual. It all began with feet. Yes, feet. Now let me set the stage for you. It was 2022. I went to a podcast content creator conference over in Orlando. Had an amazing time, lots of energy, lots of people, made a lot of great connections. However, there was one connection I wasn't quite sure about, and it all started with a selfie. Later, I tended to find that he would be around the corner, and every time he saw me, it was, "Hi, Jen. Hi, Jen," getting coffee. "Hi, Jen." At some point, I do decide to nickname him Creepy Guy. And the conference started on Thursday, but honestly, by Saturday, I was so tired. I was like, you know what? It's time for me to go home. I was hyper aware of where Creepy Guy was at this point, and I watched him go that way, and I know I needed to go this way. In this particular hotel, the parking garage was underneath the hotel. So you had to take an elevator to get to it. And there were two elevators. So I hop into one and the doors are almost closed. And all of a sudden I see feet. It was like a horror movie moment. Feet. And then I see a gentleman force open the doors and he's trying to get himself into the little slot that he made. He had a backpack that was full of I don't know what, but he struggled getting that backpack into the elevator. So next thing I find myself standing face to face with Creepy Guy. And he says to me, "Did you have a restful evening, Jen?" I politely responded, "Yes." And I do not know where this question came from, but it popped in my head and I'm so thankful that I asked it. I said to him, "Are you leaving?" And he was not expecting a question. He stuttered. And he was like, I'm going to my car to get water." Now, mind you, we just left a hotel with free cold water everywhere. I walked past them myself on my way out. Everything inside me is like, "Jen, you cannot get off this elevator. Like, do not get off this elevator." Fortunately, I did have my phone in my hand. Elevator doors open. He walks off and he did not leave. He turned around and he waits for me. And I looked down at my phone and I said, I gotta go. I forgot something. The grunt, the look of agitation, frustration, anger that appeared on his face is what I witnessed as the door slowly began to close. I make my way up. I find my friend and I tell him, I was like, "This just happened." And I was like, "I need your help." He is able to get me to my car in the parking garage where I was then able to get home. The full story is in my book, Why I Survived, and there are some copies over there. But I wanted to share this information with you today because so many times as women, we find ourselves in uncomfortable situations where maybe we're afraid. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. Well, I'm here to tell you that your safety is more important than somebody else's comfort level. And situational awareness, I love this line. Situational awareness is about being alive in our own body and listening to the instincts. So all of you have little $100 bill. I'm going to tell you what this is because it's actually quite simple. Back in November, I hosted a local self-defense instructor Around the holidays, we were strategic because we're especially distracted during the holidays. And one of the things he shared with me is something called mugger money. This is your mugger money. This is a decoy item. So say you're leaving the store and you have your little money here and you're walking and somebody wants to take your purse, whatever that looks like. They're not expecting you to throw anything, but by throwing it, you have now created a distraction, you've created distance, and you have an opportunity now to get away. Our goal is not to fight, right? Our goal is to get away safely. As women, we need to continually have conversations about situational awareness and our safety. You will leave here today, you might remember your mugger money, but after that, you probably won't retain a lot of what is going on because we live in a very busy world. Number one, listen to your instincts. In the elevator, I didn't have time to make a plan. I barely had time to think. But that little tap on the shoulder, like you can't get out of this elevator, I listened to that. A lot of times our body knows something is wrong before our mind has a chance to even process it. So please listen to your gut. Number two, limit distractions. I want to talk about cell phones because I had my cell phone out in that moment. So I'm not telling you to put it away. It was a tool to me in that moment. So the main thing is with situational awareness is that you're aware of your surroundings. You are not hiding in your phone. How many times do you see somebody, they're walking and they're not even paying attention? You're making yourself an easy target. Don't do that. But have it out and readily available because it can be a tool for you if needed. And the third is know where your exits are. Because again, your body knows what to do before your mind does. So the simple act of knowing I got to go that way if anything happens is you're already ahead of the game versus somebody that's having to look around like, where do I go? Where do I go? So know your exits and understand that I'm coming to you today not out of fear, right? But out of stuff that I have learned, different ways and how we can help each other. At the end of the day, your safety is your priority.